This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life, it's a day of introductions as Mad Max the Marmoset meets his new housemates.
As he's never lived with any other marmosets, he might be very aggressive or frightened.
Chimps Ben and Pip are in shock after another meeting with alpha male Hana.
What happened? Who put that big monkey in here, for goodness sake?
And baby Bart enjoys his first taste of honey. Monkey World's 60 chimpanzees are split into 4 groups. In an effort to encourage all the chimps to get along, a lot of careful planning goes into deciding where each of them lives. Youngsters Ben and Pip have moved in with some of Hananya's troop. Over the past 2 months, they've been gradually introduced to their new family, and they're slowly growing in confidence. But today it's time for Ben and Pip to once again meet alpha male Hananya.
It's been over 2 months since they've seen Hananya, and they're really getting confident and have found lots of friends within the group. So now's the time to take the plunge and try Hananya again.
The first meeting between Hananya and Ben and Pip wasn't very successful. Last time, Hananya targeted Ben, resulting in a nasty wound to Ben's arm.
All of us are surprised how violent, really, Hananya's response to Ben was, because we still see Ben as such a small young boy, so cute, and, you know, it's hard to imagine why Hananya would see him as the threat, but obviously that distinction is there. He definitely distinguishes between Ben and Pip. He sees Ben as a male and as a threat. And that's the only difference that we can see, because really he was OK with Pip, and Ben last time was the focus.
To prevent Hananya causing a serious injury to Ben, the team had the tips of his canine teeth removed.
We feel, I think, much more comfortable now that Hananya's canines have been capped. It's really about the level of damage he can do in a very short amount of time, and obviously any damage to muscles or tendons could risk losing a limb or some kind of injury that would then really make Ben's integration into the group impossible.
Even without his sharp canines, Hananya is still very much the head of his group.
He's still a very big, very scary male, but just without some very dangerous weapons.
And although this should make a big difference to Ben and Pip, no introduction is easy.
It's a really anxious time, and certainly myself and a couple of other members of staff said that we didn't sleep very well last night. So yeah, it's a nervous time, but fingers crossed we'll have a better outcome than last time.
But later, Hananya attacks Ben again. And the team have to act fast. And will Keeper Holly ever get the sample she's waiting for?
Pee, Pakita. Come on. Pee, pee, pee.
Next door to Hananya's in the Marmoset house, another introduction is about to begin. 1-year-old Mad Max is meeting his new housemates for the very first time. Mad Max used to live with a family in Stoke, where he ran riot all over the furniture and even attacked the children.
You bite ya.
Now rehomed at Monkey World, the team are keen for Max to begin meeting his new family.
It's hard to predict how the others will react to Max and how Max will react to them. As he's never lived with any other marmosets since the time he was forcibly orphaned from his mother, he might be very aggressive or frightened. You know, he's going to be antisocial, but you can see right now, he's dead keen, and they know as soon as they hear the other whistles of the marmosets, they're instantly drawn to it. We just have to hope that he's young enough, because he is only a year old, that he'll want to be with them. He won't be overly territorial or aggressive.
And waiting to meet Max is 2-year-old Marcel. year ago, he was rescued from the British pet trade and was quickly integrated into the existing group.
At a year old, they took on Marcel and bundled him up and loved him to bits because he looked like a baby. He had all of the right sort of facial features and he was tiny. And Max should look more like that.
Although Max is younger than Marcel, he's nearly twice his size, and this might cause a problem when they meet.
I'm hoping that they don't perceive him as an adult and therefore a potential threat to the group. I'm hoping they still look at him and see a cute little guy who's ready to play.
The team have given Max some time to adjust to his new surroundings, and now keeper Toby can open the slide and allow Max through to meet Marcel. It's likely that Max hasn't seen another marmoset since he was removed from his mother. But so far, the introduction's going well.
Initially, it seemed quite positive. They sort of met each other and sort of sniffed each other a bit. Marcel's a bit scared, nervous, unsure, so he's making a lot of vocalisations and he's done a little bit of chasing of Max. Max is doing very well, he's done nothing wrong. He's told Marcel off a couple of times when he's gone near him. We're just hoping that as he is still a youngster, the rest of the group will see him exactly as that and they will play with him and let him join in and look after him and that he will fit very well into the group in the end.
The next few hours will be crucial if Max is going to settle in with Marcel and the rest of the marmosets. In Paddy's group, there's some strange chimp action going on. The adults are licking the trees. And it's not something 16-month-old Bart has ever seen before. And to make matters worse, his mum, Susie, starts to join in. But the truth is that the chimps are enjoying a very special treat. The keepers smeared the trees with honey this morning. And as soon as the group realised, they started licking everything in sight. In the wild, when fruit is scarce, honey becomes an important part of a chimp's diet. But it comes with a sting in the tail, bees, and plenty of them. Luckily, chimps are smart and will often choose honey from the hives of bees that don't sting. Here at Monkey World, honey comes bee-free. And it's a great way to encourage the chimps to use tools as well as tongs in an effort to make certain there's not a spot of honey left anywhere in the enclosure. Baby Bart's still clinging to Mum, watching. Babies learn what to eat from others in the troop. In this case, it's clear that tree licking comes highly recommended. So maybe it's time for Bart to find out what all the fuss is about. And once he gets a taste of the honey, there's no stopping him. The flash of white fur on his bottom means that Susie can always keep an eye on his whereabouts. And it's a good job, as there's only so much honey a 16-month-old should lick off a tree in one day. Back at Hanna's house, Hanna is in one room, Ben and Pip are in the other. It's a tense moment as the team prepares for them to meet again.
So let's let him in. What do you reckon? Let him in first. Give him a minute. Yeah, give him a bit, and then we'll let these guys through. Okay.
Hanna is a large, powerful male who can be aggressive. But for Ben to live in this group, Hanna has to accept him. Ben and Pip are calm. They have no idea what's about to happen.
Right, let's go. think he's going to come steaming in here, so I'll stick with Ben.
I think he is going to come steaming.
Yeah.
I think he's on his way.
Good, because he's going to get bored soon, and when he gets bored, that becomes bad again.
Hanna targets Ben immediately. The team acts straight away, spraying harmless CO2 gas to try and break up the fight. But it doesn't work. Eventually, to everyone's relief, Hanna lets Ben go and the team can move in to break up the meeting. At Monkey World in Hanna's Chimp house, the meeting between alpha male Hanna and youngsters Ben and Pip hasn't gone well. But Hanna eventually backed off and the team have separated them, giving animal director Jeremy and keeper Lee the opportunity to go in and check on Ben.
Yeah. What happened? Who put that big monkey in here, for goodness sake? It was him. It was his fault. Yes, I know. I love you too. I love you lots as well.
The pair are clearly shaken, but Ben doesn't appear to be badly hurt.
He's got a few sort of scratches on his feet, and when Lee was just having a look at them, he didn't resist very much, so he's obviously not. And look at him now, he's walking around on them, so it isn't that bad, is it? I think really the whole thing is more, rather than the physical injury, it's more the shock of what's happened. And, you know, and that's why we're here now, to make them feel loved again. And also a few polos, a bit of sugar when you've had a shock can't be a bad thing. I'm sure we're all going to be fine.
The decision to cut the tips off Hanna's canine teeth has paid off. The attack was really ferocious, but Ben's got away with only a few scratches. And more importantly, Hanna did eventually decide to let Ben go. And this has given headkeeper Cara something positive to consider.
In both introductions, we've always wondered afterwards whether we could have let Ben then stay with Hanna and see whether that one attack was enough for Hanna. The trouble is, it's so difficult to assess the injuries, and really your natural instinct is to get Hanna out of the way so that you can really tend to Ben and any immediate medical needs he has. But it may be that we're going to have to allow some contact, even if it's negative, and then try and let the introduction play out for a bit longer.
In the wild, aggressive disputes do happen, particularly when adult males encounter males from neighbouring groups whilst patrolling their territory. So Hanna's response towards Ben is a natural one. And if youngsters Ben and Pip are to stay together, then persisting with these introductions is the only option. But the team will need to think seriously about what to do next.
We're not going to give up yet, because we still believe that this is the best place for Ben, this is the best group for Ben, and that if Hanna can learn to tolerate Ben's presence and see him as a lower-ranking male, who he has absolute authority over, we've still got something there, but we need to take stock and see where we go from here.
Later, have things gone any better in the Marmoset house as new boy Mad Max meets Marcel? And determined keeper Holly is having no luck with pregnant Pakita.
Pee, Pakita. Come on. Pee, pee.
With Ben and Pip recovering and the boss inside, the rest of Hanna's troop are having fun. Even 10-year-old Patricia is having a good time. She's always been a nervous chimp who doesn't normally join in with the others' play sessions. But recently, things have changed. and today she seems much more relaxed. Not long ago, Patricia was in the same position as youngsters Ben and Pip. Her introduction to Hanna didn't get off to a good start either. Before arriving at the park, she lived alone as a pet and had never seen another chimp, let alone a large male like Hanna. She was intimidated by his size, and he made her nervous. And, just like Ben, Patricia was bitten by Hanna.
Good girl. Yes, a good girl.
It took a long time for Hanna to accept her fully into his troop. And now he's even showing her his tender side. It may take Hanna just as long to accept Ben, but everybody hopes that one day he could be having as much fun in the group as Patricia. Down at the woolly monkey enclosure, keeper Holly is trying to get pregnant Pakita to wee.
So, Pakita, are you ready? Pee. No, that's a grab. Pee, Pakita. Pee. Come on. Pee.
Holly is still training Pakita, and trying to get a woolly monkey to pee on command isn't easy.
Pee. Pee. Pee.
What we do is, whenever she goes to the toilet, we'll make our clicking noise and we'll reward her and say our cue word, which is pee. And eventually she will make the association.
Come on. Pee. 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 You're not going to go, are you?
You'll go as soon as we walk away, or you'll do it on us as we walk under you.
Woolly monkeys can suffer from high blood pressure problems during pregnancy, which can lead to miscarriage. So every day, Holly tries to check everything's okay by taking a urine sample.
When woolly monkeys are pregnant, we can test their urine to see if we can find protein in it. And if we find protein, it means that their blood pressure's increased, it's affecting their kidneys. So every day we try and get a urine sample from Pakita, and it's not an easy business.
It's not the first time the park have tried getting a sample from a primate.
Hey, Kathy, think dripping taps and cold mountain streams and big waterfalls.
It's a testament to the close relationship between the keepers and the animals that they can even attempt this training. And each keeper has their own tactic. And the key to getting Pakita to pee is persistence. Try.
Pee, Pakita.
Try.
Pee, Pakita.
Try again.
Pee, Pakita. Pee.
And if you keep trying, eventually you'll succeed.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Pakita. Well done, honey. Hey, we cracked it. What a good girl. Check us out. Our cup is overflowing.
With the pee in the pot, the next stage is to test it to see if everything's okay.
Well, now we've got Pakita's urine sample, we're just going to use one of the multi-sticks to test all the different levels of things in her urine, including the protein levels, which is what we're worried about.
This test is exactly the same as a pregnant human would use, and 60 seconds later, all is revealed.
According to the test strip, the square we needed to look at for protein is exactly the right colour for it to mean it's negative, which was exactly what we were hoping for. That means her blood pressure isn't raised and it's not affecting her kidneys, so that means she's in good condition. Also, the little square which tells us whether she's got blood in her urine is showing negative as well, so there's no signs of any problems there. And all of the other little things that we test for are all exactly what we were hoping for, so she's doing fine.
As the test results are normal, the only concern Holly has is that Pakita is overdue. Hopefully it won't be long before the baby arrives.
Yeah. Well done.
Back at the Marmoset house, it's been 2 hours since newcomer Max was introduced to Marcel. Marmosets might be small, but introductions between males can be aggressive. although these two don't seem at all bothered by each other.
The initial introduction of Max and Marcel has gone very well so far. Marcel was very, very nervous at first, and then they just started play fighting, and since then it's just been one big play fest, really. They've been wrestling, chasing, bouncing around. Max, I think, at times finds Marcel a little too much for him because Marcel is overly active, and Max just has to get used to that.
With the two of them together, it's easy to see how much bigger Max is than Marcel. In his previous life as a pet, Max was fed sugary sweets, which didn't do much for his waistline. But now he's got a lively playmate and is on a more suitable diet, he should soon shed a few excess pounds.
Hopefully with a bit of exercise, moving around, he's been lots of playing and wrestling with Marcel, and he's also got to hunt for his own food. Some of that weight will soon burn off and he'll be a normal-sized marmoset.
At least one of today's introductions has gone as planned, and it shouldn't be long before Max is happily living with the other members in Marcel's troop.
Good girl.
Next time, pregnant Pakita looks fit to burst.
And Pakita's kept us guessing, and she's currently 1 week later than we thought she'd be, and she's huge. We're hoping that she'll give birth any day now.
Capuchin Sean is keen to prove that nobody can groom like he can. And life hangs in the balance for ruffed lemur Blue.
Is she still breathing? I don't think so. Can you stop the ice flooring?